Money ain't coming for days. At least the people could eat, get some protein, and drink. What have we done differently? Nothing. And so
Absolutely nothing.
that AI grade. And what would be interesting to take the opposition's last time in and do an AI grade on them. Because remember, it's collective responsibility.
Absolutely.
And the same leader was there. The leader could have stood up and he could have said, Dr. Minnis, no way on God's green earth, we're not going to go in and help these people after Dorian. He could have stood up and said, no way we're going to put 12% on poor people's food. Four heroes in this country stood up. You remember them? Von Miller,
Yes.
Max Pine, Reese Shipman, and Travis. And what happened to them for standing up and saying not taxing poor people? My God, I gone. Steve, everybody in studio, if you will tax my food, even England doesn't put tax VAT on food. They have different VAT rates. You pay different rate on a car versus food or school supplies or medicine. We are a failed state, and I've said it a long time. It's time to fix the Bahamas. You guys have a good day.
All the best.
All right, you too. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
it's actually crazy that we continue to put up with this bad performance from different governments. And it's not just to criticize governments, it's not just to say negative things about them. It's the fact of the matter is you're paying these people and you're paying them handsomely. You're also paying the leader of the opposition to do a job. And he is not doing that job. He's also miserably failing. And we need him to do his job. He's supposed to keep the government in check. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, those who are fighting for change. I just would like to have an opportunity to speak to my Bahamian people. I mean, the Bahamas and the Bahamian people, we are in total danger. Something that Graham, the last caller, just mentioned about hurricanes and stuff like that, right? I was down in Grand Bahama during the by-election. And what was so shameful was that the media showed PLP, F&M, COI, the rallies, right? But not much so the COI rally, but our mass media didn't show how and where the people of West End and 8 Mile Rock, where they were living. Bahamas, I tell you, if you see those two cities down there, 8 Mile Rock and West End, it's almost like a bomb went off in that place. And the media are saying, and is today, let's just call it as it is, not allegedly. The media is biased against reporting the truth of what's going on in the country. The media goes into the ghetto areas when there is death. Then somebody got murdered, somebody got knocked down, somebody got starved. They are there. But the media today in our Bahamas, they should be all over the place, holding the government foot to the fire as well. But there it is. Michael Pintard wouldn't even do it. Michael Pintard will not stand up as the voice for the Bahamian people as the opposition and say, listen, Mr. Prime Minister, honorable member from Cal Island, who is not honorable, to say, listen, you cannot do that. But he will not do it. Why? They're in the same launch. I'll just leave that part. But we could do better. We could do so much better. You mean to tell me that if a storm comes, Category 3 storm comes, they tell you go to a schoolhouse or go to a church. So now you're in the school classroom. Category 4 blazing outside. You want to go to the bathroom. Where do you go? In the corner? In a bucket? It's a shame and absolutely disgrace in our country. Downtown Nassau, we have 34 stores downtown. Souvenirs, jewelry, perfume, and alcohol. And all owned by the Indians. The majority of stores downtown Nassau is owned by the Indians. And you know what happened in our country? When we say that we are a Christian nation, they are burning incense and candles in those stores to their foreign gods. I don't
That is true.
touch on that, but we the Bahamian people, it has to be better. Why doesn't downtown look like a beach or Atlantis? The first attraction that they see is a mess. Downtown Nassau, it's a shame and disgrace. Stray dogs walking on Bay Street, all down Bay Street. The homeless people walking down Bay Street, digging in the garbage. Our senior citizens. It's a shame. We could do better. And now the government want to tax us. Taxes. All we get from the PLP and the FNF is taxes.
Thanks for your call, man.
Votes came out of our house. 13 votes to the PLP. And I tell you what, we're going to make a thing in this time in the coalition.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Love you.
Appreciate you and your 13 votes. We appreciate it. We need them votes. You know, and I want to say, you know, the options that the Bahamian people have now is you go with this government that is failing, but they're good at PR. They're good at listen. If they put down a new manhole cover, they'll have a big celebration and they'll have the graphics and the video to make it look like they accomplished the world.
And they'll also have a party.
Yeah, and they'll have a party after that and fly everybody in and fly everybody out. You know, but also, like I said, the opposition is also failing us. You know, and I mean, what choice do the Bahamian people have now? Because now you have the three leaders of the opposition who are, you know, all allegedly, you know, tainted by scandal. You know, you have the leader who was, I mean, involved in that plot, all right, on camera. And the fact that the party of the FNM did not take that seriously is shocking to sensible thinking Bahamians. You had Dwayne, and he also had to resign while he was chairman and senator. You have Dwayne Sands, who also had to resign because of things he did while he was in office. And you have Shannon Dawn Cartwright, who said, yeah, I did some things, but the people above me made me do it. I mean, come on. I mean, he went in unopposed. What does that say about the integrity of this coup of FNMs? That's, I mean, we just can't have that. Let's go back to the phone line. So we just have a few minutes left. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon. Calling from Bimini.
Yes.
Man, Mr. Bain, Bimini is a total letdown and a total game.
Wow.
Being the first, there's talk coming out of the U.S. and the last going into the U.S. No type of progressive economy going on. And the thing is, what is so overpowering right now is that you have I'm talking about a lot of Haitian migrants and many women. They're just sitting around the place, all over the island. You know, this is one of the worst times I've seen for the history of women. The PFP was down there a few months ago, and hired a little bit meeting, I would say, with Chapo, who owns Bimini Bay Resort, to have the buildings, the government buildings removed right down there on some street by Sequest. This was not even vetted to Gemini, you know, persons that who could have, you know, get the machinery to do the teamwork that he had done. Now, he has all the remaining basic spare property of Bimini. I think I heard some message about it, selling the hotel, but that's it for me. What I want to also stress is that Bimini has one banking institution, Bank of the Bahamas, now in Bimini. There's no West Virginia, there's no money ground, there's no way people to really progress from that country, even when you want to order things from the United States or have things come into Bimini. There is no adequate need or avenue to have these things done. And it really belongs to us in Bimini that none of these things are being committed. And what is the reason for it?
Wow.
One male vote that comes there, he chooses to come, you know, and it's like the prices is like 3 times the price in Nassau.
All right.
Went to the store and she said, you know, 5 pieces of it. She took the top shop. It was $15.
Wow.
5 pieces of it. You know?
Caller, we gotta run. We're out of time.
Okay.
All right.
We just want to let y'all know what's going
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right.
The complaints are coming in.
Yeah, they raised the airline fee. Yep, they are taxing us in every way they can. They raised the airline fees recently. So now it's more expensive to go there. They put fees on dogs. So in summary, today we graded the government because they called for election. They have done 2.4% of the things, the bullet points that they promised to do out of 333. They have done 2.4% of those things that they said that they were going to do. That is utterly disgraceful. We need change, Steve.
No question about it.
We need it.
I wonder what MacGyver has to say, and of course Charlotte Marie has to say.
Let's give everyone a closing remark before you go and the two persons online about the government and their grade, where we are.
Okay, AI said 2.4%.
Yes.
I'm not AI, so
Yeah.
I came here and I said they did 10%, which is not much better.
Yeah.
But I just think that there's going to be a lot of time between now and election when we're going to really start letting the Bahamian people know that they have not fulfilled their mandate, and it is going to be time for change. So I'm going to make a suggestion to the PLP to sit this one out, regroup, and then come back in 2030 and try again. But I don't think you're going to be successful at the next general election, not at the way they're treating the Bahamian people.
Brad Mitchell asked you,
What?
any more jokes? You gotta be serious. You can. PLP
Wow.
sit out. Go ahead, Charlotte.
Well, again, the PLP prides themselves on the job that they are doing. But as it relates to economic growth, the health reform, education reform, and environmental sustainability, if we can take a look around, visually take a look around us and see what's going on, everything that they say that they have accomplished, you can see it. You can see it. But you know what, Steve? This is also a spiritual warfare. We have veils. Our people have veils over their eyes and ears. So whatever they are told, they take in. But if we can feel and go through the communities, when the prime minister can come on an interview and say he feels very good, he feels optimistic because the jobs has increased. People are now working, but in the communities, in these homes where people have no light, they have no water, they have no food. What people are he speaking of? Is he speaking of that are employed? Our people are hurting in this country. Our people are hurting in the medical care, in health care. Education is deplorable, and I know and I understand why they want education to remain the way that it is. Because an educated people, these people will rise.
Yes. And so, Mr. Shanakan Wilson, on the government performance, particularly with Elutra, what do you have to say?
As it relates to their performance and their grade, I would go with the grading system that they have in the schools, and I would give them a U. And I would even be inclined to give them an X, because it's deplorable here in Elutra. It's actually deplorable. And my message is for the younger voters out there, or first-time voters who are probably listening on the show. I know you guys have seen your parents fail, voted for both failing parties. This is your time now to save your parents. Don't mind that they say they can put you out the house. No parent is going to put their kids out the house and allow them to just suffer. This is your time now to save your parents. They said it wouldn't have made a difference in 1992 when the FNM was about to win with the younger people, and you see what happened there. So this is your time now.
All right, East Grand Bahama, Mr. Dexter Edwards. What grade you give?
Mr. Bain, when you began to give the intel for the artificial intelligence intel on the government report, it got me so drowsy and so burdened after hearing the negative and the zero.
Me too.
I had to get up. I was almost falling asleep. I had to get up to wash my face because I don't like hearing the negatives, and zero, zero, zero. And that's all we've been hearing from this government. And I just want to say to the government, if you really care about the people, all you have to do is do what it takes to put your people in a comfortable place And you don't have to campaign so hard. The way you do election after election, your works would speak for you. Let your work speak for you. Don't let your money have to put you back in power, but let your work put you back in power. And that speaks to good governance.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Steve, I just want to quickly let the Bahamian people hear Fred Mitchell's message quickly, just probably like 20 seconds of it, to the Bahamian people last week. He sent this message out to basically let Bahamians know to stop begging the MP. I was shocked hearing that coming from him. You know, and I want people to hear this. Listen to Fred Mitchell.
Let's get started. Good morning. This is Fred Mitchell, Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, Minister for the Foreign Service, MP for Fox Hill. Today is Friday. It's the 28th of June, 2024. It's payday for public servants. I hope you're able to put away something for a rainy day. Some people criticize me for suggesting this every month, but it's because I know that as an MP, the number of times people come to me without being able to handle the smallest emergencies, and I'm unable to use the resources available to me to help resolve their money problems. Social services is unable often to help on a timely basis. It must be very embarrassing to come begging an MP for money. So it seems to me that one safe course is to try and save money for that rainy day. It's not easy, I know. We'll try. I want to thank you all.
He said it must be very embarrassing to have to come to an MP. But he say save your money for a rainy day. This is after this man and others have been living off of us. He's been living, his whole career has been living off of us, the people. And many of these politicians, they made this economy the way it is. We have raised their children, we have educated their children and their families, and now when we are in need because of their lousy policies, that's how they treat us. Lastly, we're going to be next week. This weekend we're going to be in Grand Bahama, and so we're going to arrange a town meeting for a general meeting for persons to come out and see us and talk to us. We're going to be there, so that's going to be on Sunday. So stay tuned to my social media this week for the location of that. So that's going to be on Sunday at 5:00. We'll be there in Grand Bahama, and so we want all of you to come out. You're going to get to meet me and some of our team, some of our people. We'll let you know the location on our social media pages, so make sure you take the time to be there. And lastly, Steve, there's a young man who was killed. He was knocked off of his bike. He was one of the young people that came to my church. He was a very pleasant young man, almost too good to be true, the way he behaved and how he helped people and looked out for people. A few years before I met him, coming to our church, I was sitting at home and I heard a gunshot. And I ran outside and there was a man in Palm Key who was dead because he was just asking his employer to pay him. He had not been paid for weeks and weeks, and he was like, I have children that I have to help, and the man was shot dead in cold blood by a shotgun. That was this young man's father.
What?
I was there. I saw his father laying on the ground. A few years later, they brought the young man to me. So we were able to help him out and help him get on his feet, help to do some things for him, buy him clothes and that kind of stuff. And we took him in, and we would take him to the movies on Sunday. The mother had lost it. The father worked, and he took care of his whole family. The mother didn't even have to work, but she lost it when she lost the husband. And so, you know, she was very protective of them, and we took them in our wings. They're of Haitian descent, but we took them on our wings because they're humans. And it was such a good young man. And he bought a motorbike, and someone decided to just knock him off of his motorbike, kill him, and take the motorbike. This is the country we living in.
Take the motorbike?
They took the motorbike and killed him.
It's a story I saw in the newspapers.
Yes. His name is James Lee Richmond. Just killed that decent, respectable young man. You could never hear anyone say anything negative about him. He's annoying where he's so helpful and so loving. It's almost like it isn't real. But he is a loving young man, and so much young people are being snuffed out because we have a corrupt government that is looking out for criminals instead of looking out for the people of this country. And we have a police force who is more intent on targeting innocent people in this country. You bring in the big guns in the business, and you even carry the big guns in the drug house. You harassing law-abiding citizens, but you don't want to touch the criminals. You want to change laws to protect them. Come on, man. And guess what? As much as they just killed that young man in cold blood, now because of the new gang laws, all they have to do is say it was retribution or it was as a result of gang violence, and they can't get the death penalty. If they say it was retribution, they can only get up to 20 years. That's what Brave Davis just did for the criminals.
Empower them.
Our country is falling apart. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We'll definitely see you all next week. Stay tuned. If you're in Grand Bahama, we're going to be in Grand Bahama. We'll go live again this week to just give you an update and let you know exactly where we're going to be and what we're doing. But if you're there, come out and see us. Come and speak your piece and come hear what we have to say. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in as always. And we thank Steve for this opportunity. And God bless you and God bless the Bahama land. See you next time.
Thank you, and looking forward to seeing you in Grand Bahama, Mr. Ben.